The majority of XLM holders are not ready for what is coming because Stellar does not need spotlight. They build quietly, strategically, and on a global scale. And to find out what Stellar are truly doing, you have to be willing to look beyond the surface, beyond what most individuals and investors are willing to do. And that's exactly what we are getting into today. So if you're a holder of XLM or just enjoy watching the XLM videos, be sure to leave a like down below. And with that said, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so a quick reminder for every video that we make that this is not financial advice and for entertainment purposes only. Nothing in cryptocurrency is guaranteed and you could lose all of your money. Stay safe and do your own research. Now, the first point I want to get into that many are overlooking is that Trump wants United States Agency for International Development on the blockchain. And the CEO of Stellar Development Foundation stated Stellar delivering funds compared to traditional channels is the difference between minutes and days. And Stellar is the perfect fit. Right back in December 2022, we can see that Ukraine launched a first of its kind integrated blockchain payment solution powered by Stellar. So this is not a new idea, and Stellar have already established themselves with the role that they have in Ukraine, serving over 1,500 people and dispersing over $1.1 million. They have positioned themselves as a secure, reliable platform for the future that Trump envisions. This is very important and aligns with the whole view that Stellar have and what they've been doing for the past couple of years, working with MoneyGram, facilitating crypto to cash on/off ramps all over the world, financial inclusion for everyone. So Stellar's services are already used in Europe, Africa, Latin America, Southeast Asia. Why not the States? Moving on to the second point, XLM is here to stay. Let's compare two other cryptos, Solana and Ethereum. Right, when the Solana came along, which a lot of people are claiming now is the Ethereum killer, it really was a huge change in terms of fees and speed. Right, 10x faster to send and receive transactions, and a 99% fee reduction. Now, if a new chain comes along that's 10, 20, 30% faster or cheaper, no one really cares because it's good enough. And it's the same when it comes to Stellar for cross border transactions and remittances. And Stellar already provides fast, secure, low cost transactions to institutions globally. A project claiming to be quicker would not pose a threat at all. And more importantly, Stellar's major partnerships over the years with financial institutions and cross border payment platforms. And even newer platforms like Ondo Finance are choosing to join and integrate with the Stellar network. I've said before and I've said time again, when it comes to these new tokens entering the market through Pump Fund, the only difference between them is the name that they have and the amount they are willing to pay for marketing. This project cannot be replicated in the near term or medium term. And now I want to dive into Stellar XLM's core. The main point of this video, information is not readily available and you have to look beneath the surface to find out about it. I want to go into two actual points here. The information we've spoken about with XLM so far on the channel that at least I remember talking about, and information we have not spoken about just yet. So the first one, the obvious one, is speaking about MoneyGram, the world's largest crypto to cash infrastructure where you can swap USDC on Stellar to fiat at any MoneyGram location, and there's 440,000. And we have also mentioned the UNDP partnership delivering financial inclusion to developing regions and supporting the Sustainable Development Goals. UNHCR spoke about that earlier on in the video. Stellar and Bit CBDC developing and implementing a CBDC solution targeted at government. Stellar joining the MasterCard crypto credential ecosystem, enabling blockchain based payments for that ecosystem. And we've also spoken about the Stellar and Artjax collaboration, right? Artjax, a digital assets exchange. They've also collaborated with Hedera, XDC, Ripple, and many more. There's some serious connections there. And finally, Franklin Templeton announcing the Franklin on-chain US government money market fund, surpassing $270 million worth in assets under management, leveraging Stellar once again. So we can see Stellar have worked with payment providers and major financial institutions, which is real world utility. Now, if you dig a little bit deeper and find stuff that we haven't mentioned on the channel, we can see first, one of the world's oldest banks is issuing a euro stablecoin on Stellar. And they also tokenize securities on Stellar. We also have not spoken about Wisdom Tree using Stellar. We've spoken about Wisdom Tree, the global asset management firm who have filed for an XRP spot ETF and a Bitcoin one, which was approved, and they have about 98 million in inflows. They have been using Stellar to issue and manage digital assets. And one that flew under the radar was Project Genesis. Yes, we always hear about Project Roslyn with Quantum Network, but they were exploring cross-border payment solutions using blockchain technology, and Stellar had involvement. Also, TAC Bank, another bank using Stellar and leveraging their blockchain. And finally, their partnership with Epileptic for compliance solutions. So they introduced the world's first Stellar transaction monitoring system, and that was huge. Now, all the information we have not mentioned and the information we have mentioned is information you're not going to find on the biggest articles. You're not going to find it on your For You page on X. You have to dig a little bit deeper. And it kind of coincides with the final point we have on today's video, why Stellar does not chase the spotlight. Because it's not due to lack of budget or lack of ambition. It is part of a regulatory strategy that puts them ahead of their competitors. If we think about the Ripple case, which is reaching its conclusion, the beginning of it, why it was brought forward back in December 2020, Ripple has been accused of promoting XRP as an investment opportunity. And so the SEC's argument claimed that Ripple's actions caused XRP to be an unregistered security under the Howey test. Now, fast forward, we're through with the case, but there was costly legal consequences, and Stellar never positioned XLM as an investment. So what might seem like lack of marketing to retail is a smart regulatory approach. And that is going to be pretty much it for today's video. You know, Stellar does not chase hype, it builds, and while many other projects spend their time marketing themselves, Stellar is spending its time quietly building partnerships, proving real-world use cases, and positioning itself at the core of the next financial shift. But if you made this far in the video, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.
There's a really big opportunity with respect to blockchain. I think when you mentioned before about tokenized assets, there already are tokenized interest in real estate that exist on Stellar, for example, or in fractionalized interest in US stocks. So there's opportunity for growth there. With respect to what we have with blockchain and what can be accessible, that banks already have available out there, but when they de-risk populations and they de-risk individuals out of the banking infrastructure, they can actually access accounts, hold their assets in a digital framework, and then do a lot of the same things that you can do at banking institutions, but these individuals couldn't get access to it before. So I think blockchain creates that financial inclusion that we're all talking about and that we all want to get to. And it does so, I think, with as Ms. Haas indicated, with the different layers, the infrastructure layer and the application layers. There's so much creativity that's happening now. So I think we have a long road ahead of us with respect to this technology.